so I would like to introduce myself. I'm Lajber Kristóf. I'm a PhD student in the Savaria Institute of Technology, and I have some fellow PhD students here, Purnima, Yazan, and Daniel. And we have a special guest that he will introduce himself shortly. Tamás, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, hello everybody. My name's Tamás Váralai. I work for the company Chemline, which is a daughter company of the Elisa Group, and we are active on the market of the MES product portfolio, manufacturing execution systems, and in course of my former activities, I just we're very proud to join your group again and to make Chemline as Chemline product as your standard MES content in your education stream in order to demonstrate and let all the students be inspired for and to Industry 4 concepts.
Thank you. Okay, and all of us here, Purnima, can you introduce yourself a little bit? What is your PhD topic and where are you from and so on?
Yes, sure. Thank you very much, Christoph. My name is Purnima Chakravarti, and I'm an Indian, and I'm doing PhD here at Savaria Institute of Technology under the supervision of Professor Yuritsidor. My PhD topic, throughout my PhD, my goal is to improve the deep durability properties in aluminum alloys through the path of recrystallization. Sounds very typical, but it's an interesting subject.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And Yazan, can you introduce yourself too?
Hello. I hope you don't hear me from two mics.
No.
Okay. It's me. My name is Yazan Romari. I'm a Jordanian and I'm a doctorate student. Okay.
Okay. And
what I'm doing in my PhD, actually, I don't know. Still, we are in the first process of IoT, Industrial 4. We are working right now, especially with Mr. Tamás in the MES system, or in the Hungarian accent mesh system. So I don't know. Manufacturing execution system. There's a lot of things that we can do later. One of them, like adding sensors, reading data, collecting big data, making some analysis for improving, enhancing, and optimizing the operations or the process of any different type of cutting, milling, drilling, or if we talk about the CNC machines, or even in different kind of materials. Another thing is like it can be interesting using the computer vision and artificial intelligence, especially TensorFlow and machine learning, and again in solving some problems in the CNC machines, like the insert, which is the blade. Sometimes it might get broken while working, and we can't notice that, and you can't obviously see it by your eyes. The rotation is more than 10,000 rounds per minute. So there are some techniques I'm going to use using computer vision and some sensors to understand that this insert have been broken, or maybe to predict that it's going to be broken.
Okay, so Daniel, can you please introduce yourself, and I will do myself last. And a little bit about your PhD topic.
Christoph, please repeat your question because now I just switched on the
Okay, so please introduce yourself. What is your PhD topic, and just some general information if you wish to share.
I'm Daniel Adanyák. I'm working together with Tamás and together with Yazan. We are really close to each other with our topic too. But additionally, next to the mesh systems and next to this different milling systems and checking the milling processes and checking the milling properties and the circumstances, I'm counter-checking it with the CMM machine and check the accuracy of the different milling processes, and from the measurements of the accuracy, we use the database. We can say what happened during the milling, what happened during the turning, and what happened during the different processes related to this Industry 4.0 compatible machines. So in a nutshell, that's mine.
Okay, so it seems that I'm the only one that needs to be introduced his topic. So my topic is vibration measurement, basically. So tool condition monitoring and tool load monitoring or stress monitoring in CNC machines. It's really close to the topic of Yazan. I'm just focusing not from the big data side. I'm focusing more from the measurement and the digital signal processing side. So what I'm basically doing with my PhD, I'm trying to get out to read some different features from the signal to see is there any problem with the process, and create an automatic detection process. Also, I'm really interested in doing this on system that could be IoT connected or can be implemented in large scale, because there's a very usual problem with the industrial measurement system that they tend to be very costly to implement, and it's very difficult in that case. So if I can make it easier and more accessible with cheaper tools or equipment, that's one of my main goals during my research. So, and how I ended up here in Szombathely, and I'm also working here and studying here in the Savaria Institute of Technology. So how I ended up here, I finished my degree and both in masters and bachelors in Gödöllő. So it's quite far away in the country, but I seen that here we had some good opportunities, so I somehow ended up here in Szombathely. But ending up here in Szombathely, I think it's more interesting from the viewpoint of Purnima and Yazan. So Purnima, how did you end up here in Szombathely? Please turn on your mic, because then we can hear you better.
Sorry, I didn't realize. Actually, I have my graduation and post-graduation is on physics. I studied physics honors in my undergrad school, and in my post-graduation, I studied about condensed matter physics. And right after my post-graduation, I started working in a company, in a multinational company. I was getting good pay, but I wasn't happy about something, like it wasn't fulfilling for me. And then I decided to study further. I thought that research can fulfill my curiosity, and then at the point I started looking for a PhD. And during my process of finding a PhD supervisor, I found Professor Sidor, and he accepted me as a PhD student, and that's how I ended up in Szombathely, far from India.
Yeah. Everything is far from India, actually, not just Szombathely.
The whole country is far away from Szombathely. Yeah, that's the reasons why you ended up here is kind of similar to mine, because I see what my classmates are doing in large companies, and I was like, that's interesting, but it's very narrow field, and or it's very monotonic, or I didn't feel very right. I was more curious, and this is why I was like, okay, let's try the R&D area and the academic life, and so far I'm really enjoying it. So with all its it's all its benefits and or pros and cons, but it's very nice in that respect.
Yes. And I do not think that somebody can do PhD without curiosity. Those people who have curiosity and interest to learn something more than the exams and these things, those people only end up with the PhD, I guess.
Yes, I think a certain level of curiosity is important for this kind of thing. And do you have any problems that Szombathely is quite far away from Budapest, so it's a lot more quiet city?
Sometimes during the weekends. Otherwise, it's perfectly fine to work and to concentrate. Yes, perfectly nice place. But yeah, during the weekend, bit boring place.
And what about you, Yazan? How did you end up here?
Yes, unfortunately, I have ended up here. No, I'm joking. I like Szombathely, and it's really, for me, if they would ask me like to stay here or to move to Budapest, of course I would move to Budapest. But Szombathely is a nice city. I have ended up here. Firstly, I have applied to ELTE University for seeking a PhD in computer science. And as far as I know, the computer science department or a faculty located in Budapest. But a couple of days later, maybe 1 or 2 days after I have applied, before I didn't I didn't ask for a supervisor before I have applied. But maybe 1 or 2 days later, after I have applied, I got a letter that supervisor acceptance or something like that. But it was like without any name or nothing, like just one supervisor. He sent me, he wanted me to work with him or to be his student. Till March, I think, like a couple of months later. Okay, something started here. A couple of months later, Professor Andematia have called me. And he told me that we are located in Szombathely, if you don't mind. I didn't mind actually at all. He was really kind and absolutely he's a genius professor. So it would be really my pleasure to work with him. That's why I was so excited. I ended up here in Szombathely and it was nice. We met all people here I have met. They are literally nice people. Like you, Christoph, Daniel, Gornima, all the other professors, Mr. Tamash, I'm working with him here for 5 months maybe. So like everything here is really nice. And if anyone have worked us, please come to Szombathely. We have no restaurants, no clubs, nothing, but
we need more. We need more good guys like Yazan, like Purnima, who have got a big group and make
we have a coffee machine.
But you know, if somebody will ask me to choose between Budapest and Szombathely, I would have chosen Szombathely because like I don't know, maybe I stayed here for 1 year and very comfortable here, also with my colleagues. And on the other hand, if I look at the point of view of staying here, it's very peaceful, extremely peaceful. So maybe I would have chosen Szombathely over Budapest.
Yeah, actually, me too. It's calm city, nice people here everywhere you go.
Just except the weekends.
But maybe when this COVID situation ends, we can try to explore the city together. Then probably the weekends are not going to be that difficult for you. I think part for you, Purnima and Yazan, it's difficult because there are very few people in Hungary who speak good any foreign language. So it's not easy.
No problem. We can say see ya.
Yes, that's true. At least like if I enter a place and if I end up saying Jonapot Kivano, they will give me a good smile.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I don't know, actually, one more thing is here in Sampate, like I have just couple of sentences which I know. I go to baker, for example, and I ask for bread, and I say kusuno, sipnabud. That's all what I know. And she starts talking to me as if I am Hungarian. I'm like this. What the hell is this? Is the same language I speak? It's like you just say some couple of words and they would assume that you speak Hungarian, absolutely, and they start to speak with you.
Yeah. And Daniel, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, what's your story? I remember we are friends from earlier than PhD. So, what's your story? How did you get to the institute, and what's your story? Because everybody else has shared it so far. So, what's yours?
Mine is much
Sad story.
no. It's much easier story because I moved to Szombathely because of my girlfriend, who is now my wife. And I started my PhD because I talked one of my very good friend, and he told me just about this possibility, and that's very important, and we can go forward here with our activities, what we learned already during our professional life, and these things made find a way, and that's why I'm now here together with you, and I'm doing my PhD with this team.
Yeah.
So my story is much easier, and it's not so. I haven't got a big adventure like the guys, like Purnima and Yazan. So mine is that's all.
Right. And Tomasz, to know a little bit about Tomasz, he was our former colleague, but after he was teaching here in the institute, he went on and started working for the MBS companies. I think this is the second one you are working with, and I think your work is related to our research, and it could be connected to the research. What do you see about that? And how did you ended up here in the institute when you were here? And can you tell us a little bit about that, and how this MBS system can be connected to our research and what we are doing here?
I'm sorry, I haven't caught everything you just said. So the first thing that I was born here in Szombathely, and I got some quartile of 100 years of experience in the industry, mainly in the automotive industry, and my basic education is also some mix of what you started here to teach when you started this faculty here. So I'm halfway informatics, halfway technical inspired man, and what I just found very positive, that was your openness. So and coming, let's say, out of the industry, it was a good chance for me in order to join your team here, and in order to take part in the basic and base pillar setting of some kind of mix of IT and technology, manufacturing, engineering knowledge, and stuff for the students. What was very attractive for me is the environment you got here. As just Yazan also said, you got here, I think, a unique opportunity because you have everything which can be found out there in the big life, and with one most important difference, what I also experienced over all these dozens of years, that you are very open, and here, if you have some idea, you can put it. You are welcome in order to make something of it. And I'm really very also excited about not just to have worked at pure institution, but also found a company here, an IT company, and which produces the MES systems. And this is also very important for me. I went over the world and looked at knowledge to be gathered from all over the world, but I'm always very conscious and very sure about it that we can do it, at least at that level as we saw it, doing it everybody in the world. And in order to be part of this story here locally, it's really, I think it's a big chance, a big opportunity. And for a living product and for the real life, it's very important to have always new things and be flexible. And that's why I'm also looking forward very curiously to our cooperation. So now we just laid the basics, and now we can use this basic environment in order to get on the right lane, in order to support your work, and in order to make new things which could be used in the real life as well. So I think it's really a very interesting.
Yeah, and it's very nice thing that we have some industrial connections to our researches, because I think that's also important that we have some connection to the real life, because sometimes research can feel like you are walking in a different level, walking in the air, and you are not connected to the real life problems, and that's something difficult in research sometimes. And to the others, that we have these research seminars going on in our institute. And my last question to the day, what do you feel about that? Are you nervous? I know that Daniel was already done with his presentation on the seminars.
We have sacrificed actually Daniel. Daniel was the, what they call it, that this cheat. He was the first one, and he haven't expected any questions, and he just was in rush, like wanted to explain his research, and that's it. And he wanted to go, and actually more than 30 minutes they were just asking him questions. he was just really so nervous. He didn't expect any questions. We thought that so I was happy that it wasn't my turn, or I wasn't the first one. So Daniel, he was the first, and they killed him with the questions.
It wasn't a big issue for me.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yes, it was really interesting that how much and how different questions came to me. But it was a really good test to hear how people see me outside, how people see my topic, how people thinking about my topic. So I really liked these questions. Yes, in the minute when I realized the questions and I hear them, yes, I had to switch on the gears and think on it, that what's the best and how to have them in order to better understand what I would like to tell with my numbers, with my diagrams, with my topic. So after it, I say that it was a really good possibility to see myself and to see my topic outside. So it was really useful. So I can tell to the others that don't be afraid of it. It will be easy, and it will be really helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much for being first. I know.
Being first is always hard. My next, I'm going to be the next one on those seminars on the 10th of March. So
31st of March.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. But from the experiences of Daniel, I spent quite a lot of time with my supervisor on the presentation. I made a presentation like 15 slides and sent to him, and he was replying with more than one screen long email. What should be
It's always
ordered.
Professor Ando. Yeah, Professor Ando never would agree with you with anything you would do in the first time. Your first attempt is not the
That's
optimal.
one of the way of progressing, because it happens with me every single time, and I have learned from this process that okay, we can improve. I can improvise on how the things are happening, and I cannot see my own mistake, but my supervisor can see my mistakes. For me, it's perfect, but he can see it. So it's a way of improvising things.
Yeah.
My seminar will be on June, so I don't know if any of you would be still alive.
we won't be dying, young people.
It's 4 months later.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. And Purnima, is your supervisor as so? For the others, that Yazan and I share the same supervisor. So Ando Mátyás is also my supervisor, not just Yazan's. And I think Daniel, your supervisors too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is Professor Sidor is as strict as Mátyás, or?
Yes, he is very straight, and I like that thing about him, because it's very easy to catch things when things are said straightforward. So I like that quality, and he's very helpful to me, because when I came here, since my background is physics, my background is not material sciences, I started from the scratch, and he helped me throughout the process, and yes, he's very supportive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we are up with today's time. So I think we can agree on the next time that we can continue this talks. I think let's see you in a...
Maybe later we can go more in another podcast. And
or maybe we should
more.
sit next time with a cup of tea all together, and we can have a conversation. That would be better.
Yes, it's
I'm having the tea anyways, so.
No, I'm talking about a roundtable discussion. I hope by the time Corona is suppressed a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. So,
but
I think
Corona is not delicious.
Corona is not delicious.
Yes, and it kills social life. Okay, I think maybe the end of the March, as this is now the end of the February, so end of the March we can continue and we can talk about a little bit more about the supervisors and what we feel about publishing, thing that we usually don't talk about.
You escape
it. It's a topic we don't talk about publications now. No.
It's like asking a girl about her age.
Yes, exactly. You should never do that.
You should never ask anyone about
beyond the protocols.
Yeah. Okay, but I think we can then meet next month.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
See you.